Thanks to the support as a channel member, Rupert Hazel. Well, after yesterday's transfer special, we are now in a position to start the new season with no loan players in our starting 11. I think for the first time since we've been in the top flight, this is the year we topple Paris Saint Germain. Hello and welcome to part 89 of the Tour de France. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have our first two games of the new season. We're away against Lyon, at home against Montpellier. And let's have a look to see how good either of those two are supposed to be. So Lyon down there, Montpellier should be relegated. We don't have anyone in the Dream 11, but the media do think we'll qualify for the Champions League, which is super duper. Weirdly, they think Leyton Orient are going to finish above us. But if you have a look to see who's got the best players, there's two at Paris Saint Germain, two at Monaco, then our two, Del Palacio Langer and Milinkovic. The Lorient players are way down the list here. So yeah, we're definitely the second biggest team. This is all on reputation. We're the second biggest team in France now, and we are hot on the tails of Paris Saint Germain after what happened last season. Ignore what happened in the Trophy de Champion. We don't care about that. Stupid trophy. The transfer window is still open. We have a minuscule amount of money to spend, so we're not likely to spend it unless the board decide to chuck us a few quid from here, because we've still got the Champions League getting into the groups money to come, and then obviously the money for being in the groups, and I'd like to think we'll get through the groups like we did last year. There's another 20 or 30 million pounds coming in there. We've got a bigger stadium now, which we are selling out. Can I have some more money, please, board? It seems unlikely. Let's get a match played. We're away against Lyon. This is the team. We've got Magothu in goal, a back four of Simon, Say, Capital and Laurent. Costa at the base of the midfield. Fowry and Milinkovic ahead of him. Del Palacio Langer not available for this first day of the season through injury. Not ideal. Benavides on the left, Nguema on the right, and Afkir Omar, of course, the former Lyon player, is up front. We still do have three lone players on the bench, but we don't talk about them. They'll become permanent too one day, maybe, if I'm given the money to make them permanent. I guess we'll see. The important thing is we need to start the season with a win. We were unbeaten for like the first 10 or 12 games. It might have even been more than that. We were unbeaten for a long time at the start of last season. I would like to start in a similar vein this time round. We've seen just how close we can push Paris Saint Germain, finishing level on points with us. There was a few times where we dropped points that we really shouldn't have done, drawing games that we really should have won. And this is definitely a match we need to be winning. We got 87 points last year. We're going to have to get even more this year to guarantee us a league title. So got to win all our matches, including this one. Let's do a football. It must be quite sad for Lyon as well, seeing Afkir Omar up front for us, Millet in the French national team and knocking goals in for Brentford, and they're stuck with Djiralamo as their striker. They really did make some mistakes in their transfer policy over the last 5 years or so. They could have just kept the two that were any good and not spent £12 million on Djiralamo, because that's the ridiculous thing. They've spent more on him than we gave them for Omar and Millet combined, which, I mean, it would be bonkers if we'd have just bought them out of their youth team. The fact that we had the two of them on loan and they were both proven Ligue 1 players when we paid those fees is even more absurd. But none of it counts for anything if we're going to lose a football match against them. And it's 1-0 to Lyon, and we need to sort ourselves out. They can't even fill their ground. What is going on? What is happening in the French League that Lyon can't fill their ground for a game against us? I've just noticed as well, Brest have gone 1-0 up over Paris Saint Germain. We were both unbeaten for a long time at the start of last season. Imagine if we both lose on the first day. Monaco will be licking their lips in delight, although it seems Monaco might be losing as well because they're nowhere to be seen. I don't understand what's going on. Right, ball forward, looking for Omar. Can't find him. There is the potential we've got a little bit of a World Cup hangover. Obviously, us and Paris Saint Germain have had far more players going to the World Cup than the likes of Lyon and Brest. But still, we should be beating this lot. I'm going to be showing them the rough side of my hand over the halftime period. It's this side. Comes from rubbing it on the mouse too much while I'm working my pad of my hands to the bone. Have we just given away a penalty? No, we want a free kick. We're down in 17th place at the moment. Paris Saint Germain are down in 15th. It's topsy-turvy land. What is going on? Boys, do a football, please. We've not even looked like creating anything in this first half. Are we that reliant on Del Palacio Langer now that without him, we just don't create anything? Because that is definitely alarming, because the one thing that we were told when we signed him is he does have a propensity to get injured, which we've not seen in his 2.5 years at the club. He's never really had an injury until we sign him permanently, but he supposedly is injury prone, which doesn't really bode well for us. If Monaco stopped being our parent club, they're not a different colour anymore. Right, we're demanding more. This is not okay. Can we score a goal now? PSG have equalised through, of course, Erling Haaland, who is, I've heard, quite good at doing a football himself. We are showing absolutely nothing. Right, we're going to drop Milinkovic back where he belongs, back in there, and Christopher Robin is going to come on midfield to try and give us a little bit more Yacine Antoine can come on at right back. Capitao is tired, so Bertrand, who has managed to survive, can come on for him, and Manktalo can come on the left. Just get rid of all the tired players. 4 substitutions and a demand more being screamed. This is where we need Christopher Robin to once again step up and make himself a hero. Milinkovic to Nguema, and now Fowry plays it out to Antoine on his league debut for the club, wearing the number 2 shirt as well. We've actually got a player wearing the correct shirt for their position, which really troubles me. And Manktalo, on the first day of the season, has decided to properly announce that this is going to be his year. He didn't push on the way we hoped he'd push on last year, but there he is with a goal within 90 seconds of coming off the bench to get us back into the game. Lovely stuff from him. I mean, it's a bit of a scuffed finish, but they all count, and it's 1-1, and now we just need to go and grab another one. PSG are drawing. If we can grab 2-goal advantage over them to start us off for the season, that'd be super. Let's get Bamba on the right-hand side. He can come over there and play as a winger, and we've got 10 minutes to just throw everything at Lyon and hope that Afkir Omar can once again make them regret selling him, although he's having an absolutely terrible game, which is not ideal. We've dropped points there. That's not what we plan to do. The only saving grace is that Paris Saint Germain have dropped points as well, but even that doesn't make me feel better, because what that actually means is that was an opportunity for us to get 2 points over them. And we messed it up. Monaco are still our parent club. You obviously don't see the different colour on the other screen. Not happy with what I've just seen there, gentlemen. You need to do better against Montpellier. Well, just the one change for the Montpellier game then. Del Palacio Langer is fit to come in, so he does come in midfield alongside Fowry and Milinkovic. This is a momentous moment as well. It is our first game in the new and inspiringly named Tour FC Stadium. 25,308 capacity, all-seater in the great city of Tours. Let's go and put on a show so these people come back week in, week out. Because if you remember, way back in episode 1, the Wikipedia page does comment on the fact that the people of Tours don't really like football. Well, this is their opportunity to prove that that is no longer the case. They have one of the best teams in France playing right on their doorstep. I can't tell because the shirts are all the same colour as the seats. This looks like a sellout. I'm trying to see if there's any gaps, but if we're selling out a stadium 9,000 seats bigger than the one we were playing in, that bodes well massively for the financial stability of the club going forward, and also means we should be in a position to expand the stadium again this coming summer and just keep making it bigger, keep the money flowing in. Why is Capitao just standing there in awe of the amount of people he's playing in front of, clearly? And we're just it worries me when we knock the ball around like this. Less than a minute on the clock. What are we up to? Do we have a plan here? It's a weird highlight. Del Palacio Langer through to Omar, and now Benavides weirdly kind of checks his run, but then goes past his man, plays it across to Omar. What a goal. What a wonderful goal that was. Capitao, that's what he was planning, and it's just been passed through so many players. Benavides does brilliantly once he ends up with the ball here, taking it across wide, and then absolutely skinning his man and sliding it across for Omar to tap in. That is more like it, boys and girls. That's what we weren't doing in that previous game against Lyon. I know Montpellier aren't very good, and we should beat them comfortably, but it's nice to see one of our typical routes to goal working again this season, as we look to put that first day of the season behind us. Ultimately, we didn't lose. That's important. And Paris Saint Germain didn't gain points on us. That's also important. I'd like to think when we play Brest, who they drew with, we'll beat them. And maybe Leon will draw with them. Who knows? Omar is in again, and that is a huge miss from Afkir Omar. He got the first ever goal in the new stadium, had the opportunity to grab the second within the first couple of minutes of playing here, and absolutely balloons it over the crossbar. Weird. It's not really what we've come to expect from Omar. Capital bringing it down beautifully for Milinkovic, and now Benavides is in again and playing it across to Omar again, and he's enjoying the tap-ins today. Still less than 10 minutes on the clock. It's 2 for Tor, 2 for Omar. There are some empty seats in the away end, it looks like. So it's not going to be a complete sellout, but maybe we just need to allocate fewer seats to the away fans if they're not going to buy them all. Let them sit in the car park and watch on their phones. Why are we letting seats go empty? We're top of the league. We were very briefly top of the league. Monaco, 2 wins from 2, and now top of the league. And what that does make me question what Paris Saint Germain are up to. Are they dropping points again? They're drawing at home to Leyton Orient at the moment, which is, I mean, if they drop even more points, this all starts to become very interesting. Are PSG done? Of course they're not done. They've now scored. It wasn't Haaland once. It's Musiala. Wow, lucky them having so many routes to goal. And now we're 5th and 6th between us and PSG, and I think PSG just scored again and have gone up into 2nd place, and normal business has been resumed. Del Palacio Langer now playing it back to Say, and it's back with Langer again, and Milinkovic has gone forward on this right-hand side. Not really sure how he's ended up there, but Laurent is there with the cross. The amount of people who criticised me for his inability to cross when he signed, looks like he crosses all right there. I mean, that was... Don't believe everything you see in the attributes, boys and girls. That cross was absolutely fine. How is his crossing these days? 2. See, he's not even improved at it. And he's, look at 7.36 last year. Can't cross, doesn't matter. All you need as a fullback is physical attributes. You just need to be able to get up and down that right-hand side, be an extra man in there. It doesn't matter if you've got any end product when you get there. You just need to be an extra body that doesn't get tired, that can run fast up and down the flanks and occupy opposition players and make room for Nguema. He occupies a man and lets Nguema dance around all over the place. And that's what he's there for, and he does it brilliantly. Right, we are letting Montpellier have a little bit of time on the ball here at the start of this second half. If we could take that off them now, that would be super. Capital, he's having a good game today, and it's Omar dropping a little bit deep, plays it into Nguema, who gives it back to Capital again. And we're just going to build nice and easy from the back. We're very comfortable on the ball these days, and Benavides spins his man, plays it into the path of Del Palacio Langer, who darts into the area, and now the cross from Simon. Omar's there, and there's his hat-trick. The referee's got his finger in his ear. You're not going to deny a man a hat-trick on the first match at the new stadium, surely. He's not going to deny him the hat-trick. I need to go back and check the first 2 goals. Is there a chance we've had a perfect hat-trick here from Omar on the first game at the new ground? Obviously, the first 2 were tap-ins. Which foot were they tapped in with? We need to go and check. This is very important. So keep an eye on Omar's feet. So this one comes in from the right. Surely he taps it in with his left. No, that's a right footer. I think the other one was a right footer as well. Come on, Afkir, you're better than this. We want a perfect hat trick. We're looking for a left-footed finish here. Benavides going to slide it across to him again. And no, that's another right footer. Pathetic. Just a boring old standard, really good hat trick rather than a perfect hat trick. I mean, he's still got time to grab the left-footed goal. And then we can just ignore one of those first ones and still call it a perfect hat trick. Del Palacio Langer, that's poor from him. We could probably take him off, actually, in a minute. He's recovering from injury, although you wouldn't know it from the way he's just tracked back and won the ball back there. So we probably need to spare him from playing a full 90 minutes. I love how our Nguema is just... I mean, he was basically playing alongside Del Palacio Langer there. He's supposed to be our right winger. He's not even close. He's on the left-hand side of the pitch there. Fowry bursting into the area from his box-to-box midfield role, and it hits the base of the post from the shot from Fowry. And we are getting ready to make a whole bunch of substitutions to start saving some tired little legs. Come on in, gentlemen. Who's coming on? We're going to take off Del Palacio Langer. Christopher Robin can come on for him. We'll give Milinkovic a little bit of a rest as well. Manktolo's going to come on again, see if he can grab himself another goal. And that'll probably do for now. What I need to start doing is making sure we get Svetkovic on the bench ahead of Bertrand, which I haven't been doing so far, but need to probably really prioritise his development this season. It would have been nice to get Bertrand gone. We weren't able to. Yeah, I mean, he might still go. And at the thing is, at the moment, he is the better defender of the two. Say's picked up a knock there, so we can take him off. So I guess it does make sense to have the best defender on the bench, just in case you get an injury like that early on and you want to bring the best defender on. But when you're 3-0 up and you're looking to develop your youth, we need more places on the bench. We can make 5 substitutions. We've only got 7 subs. They should give us 9 substitution spots. That would be super. Right, we'll take Capitao off. Laurent can come over and play centre-back, which he does on occasion. Antoine can come on, and we're just going to cruise towards the rest of this nice, comfortable 3-0 win. And Monaco better not get used to being top of the league there. They should know by now they're not one of the big 2 in France these days. It's us and Paris Saint Germain, and after a dodgy first day of the season, we're both coming for them. And Guema now on the right-hand side. Can we grab number 4? Cross comes in for Christopher Robin. And because we're not in Europe, he doesn't score. If that had been in the Champions League, that thunders into the top corner and everyone sings the Tigger song on the terraces. But A, we have no terraces, and B, do they do the Tigger song in French? If someone could record themselves singing the Tigger song in French and send it to me on Twitter, I will include it in a future episode. Probably. I mean, not if it's rubbish, but it's good. If it amuses me, it'll go in. Travis Manctalo scored again. We've got a new goal-scoring hero. Travis Manctalo, 2 goals from 2 substitute appearances. How long until he actually forces himself into the first team? I mean, Benavides is going to be pretty difficult to displace. But if Manctalo is going to just start hammering the goals in left, right and centre, it's a nice problem to have. Lovely, lovely, lovely. 4-0 to Tour. 2 goals from Manctalo, and that will do, boys and girls. We will be back tomorrow for the Champions League. We don't know who we're playing yet because the draw hasn't happened. It won't be as easy a group as last year because we're not going to be in the top pot this year because of stupid PSG pipping us by goal difference. But fingers crossed, after a couple of good years in Europe, we won't be in pot 4 either. So we'll see. We will find out tomorrow. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.